Yo, what's up guys, it's Suraj from Tech Devoted and I've been using the 4GB RAM Indian retail unit variant of the Xiaomi Redmi Note 4 for about a month now, and I'm here to tell you whether or not you should buy it. This is going to be more like a final verdict video since I've already done different videos listing the pros and cons of the phone. Link to the entire playlist is in the description. So without wasting any more time, let's jump right into the video. Now the answer to the question whether or not you should buy the Redmi Note 4 is highly predictable. You already know my answer is a big yes. So let me tell you some of the things that really stood out to me in the 1 month I've been using this device for. So the number one thing that stood out to me is its battery life. I've used the Pixel XL, the OnePlus 3, the iPhone 7 and few other phones, but none of them even came close to the battery life on this phone. I get 8 to 10 hours of screen on time on moderate usage, and that too very consistently. It's just so nice to see that I don't have to charge my phone that often anymore. I make it through a day and a half on a single charge quite easily. Standby times are amazing too, and I just cannot get over the whole battery life thing with this phone. On the flip side, charging it up obviously takes more time than your average smartphone, but to me that really isn't a bummer since I charge it up overnight. Now a lot of people are disappointed about the fact that this phone is powered by Snapdragon 625. The Redmi Note 4 is for sure a little bit slower than its predecessor, but I haven't used the Redmi Note 3 as my daily, so I didn't really find the 625 hindering my day-to-day usage. And just like most phones today, the Redmi Note 4 is able to take just about anything I throw at it. I'm not that big a gamer, but when I do want to kick some butt, I hop on Modern Combat and it runs just fine without any frame drops or overheating issues. Let's now get to some things that stood out to me in a not so good way. First, the camera. Photos are decent in good lighting conditions with a good amount of saturation and detail, but in video it's almost trash. Same can be said for the audio from the internal mic. Software updates are the next thing I want to talk about. In the 1 month I've been using this device for, I've only received one update, which I suppose was a minor one because I don't really notice any changes, and for some weird reason it didn't let me see the update log. But judging by Xiaomi's past records, I think it would be safe to say they're not particularly good at pushing updates in time, and the reason for that is quite clear. MIUI is very heavy, but still they could use some work and improve. I don't see Nougat hitting the Redmi Note 4 anytime soon. Now probably what stood out the most to you guys throughout the video is the shattered display. So yes, it happened and here's how. Being the tech YouTuber that I am, I was trying to get a cool shot of the phone. My phone was leaning on the box and it wasn't at all windy, but out of nowhere a tiny whiff of wind hit the phone and it just fell off. This was from about 3 feet height, and the point I'm trying to make here is there is no kind of display protection. I was a big fan of the 2.5D glass and still am in fact, but what good is it when it can't take a drop? It's going to cost about 4,000 rupees to get the glass replaced, which is sort of reasonable, but what I'm worried about is the kind of parts they're gonna use, because right now all the spare parts available are parts for the Chinese variant of the Redmi Note 4, and no, the Indian variant is not exactly the same as the Chinese one. Same can be said for third-party accessories. All the third-party cases available for purchase as of now are designed for the Chinese variant, so if you use them with the Indian variant of the phone, it will fit it, but you'll see 2 extra holes. So what I recommend you do is buy Mi Protect at the time of purchasing your Redmi Note 4, as it covers all accidental drops, and only buy first-party accessories, well, at least for now. So the final verdict. In my books, the Redmi Note 4 is the best smartphone in its segment. Its biggest shortcoming has to be the lack of display protection and the camera, so definitely weigh your options and make the right decision depending on what your priorities are. If you're looking for an all-around great phone, the Redmi Note 4 is a great choice, but if camera is something that you really care about, you should probably look at something else. But if you do plan on getting the Redmi Note 4, I highly recommend spending a bit extra and getting the maxed out variant, as MIUI is fairly heavy, plus you get the 64GB storage, which for most people should be plenty. And for those wondering how I was able to grab a unit in those stupid flash sales, I used Jay Kapoor's flash sale helper tool, so big thanks to him, and I'll link it in the description so you can find out more. But that's my take on the Redmi Note 4. This definitely wasn't an in-depth review, but more like a final verdict since I've already done different videos talking about its pros and cons. So do let me know in the comments what you prefer, one long review video or 3 or 4 short videos on different topics. Let me know. But that wraps it up for this video. If you liked what you saw, consider liking and subscribing. It's been Suraj. Thanks so much for watching. Take it easy and stay devoted.